It begins with something small. So small, you would never notice it. On a quiet Tuesday morning in the small town of Havenwood, a monarch butterfly rested on a rosebush. The sun was just beginning to warm the air. A gentle breeze rustled the leaves. The butterfly, its wings a brilliant tapestry of orange and black, suddenly took flight. It was a simple act, an instinct. The wings pushed against the air. A tiny, almost imperceptible puff of wind was created. This puff of wind, no stronger than a whisper, was the start. It was the first domino. It was the moment everything changed, even though no one in Havenwood or anywhere else knew it yet. This single, insignificant flutter was a signal, a tiny push on the fabric of the world. This tiny push traveled. It moved from the rosebush to a nearby maple tree. There, it nudged a single dry leaf that was barely hanging on. The leaf let go. It began to fall, twisting and turning in the morning light. It was a slow, graceful descent. The leaf landed on the windshield of a parked delivery truck. The driver, a man named Frank, was just finishing his coffee. He was about to start his route. He saw the leaf land. It was a minor annoyance. He had to get out of the truck to brush it away. This act of brushing away the leaf took exactly 7 seconds. 7 seconds that he would not normally have spent. 7 seconds that would shift his entire day and the days of many others in a new direction. Frank got back into his truck. He was now 7 seconds behind his unwritten schedule. He pulled out onto Main Street. Usually, at this exact time, he would pass the intersection of Elm and Main without stopping. The light would be green. But today, because of those 7 seconds, he arrived just as the light turned yellow, then red. He sighed and stopped the truck. While he waited, a young woman on a bicycle, a student named Clara, pedaled past him. She was heading to the university library. If Frank had not been stopped by the red light, his large truck would have been turning right at the exact moment Clara was crossing the street. Neither would have seen the other in time. The tiny flutter of a butterfly's wing had, without anyone knowing, saved her from a serious accident. The world is not a straight line. It is a web of connections. We think of events as big and important, a storm, a decision by a world leader. But often, the biggest events are not the result of big actions. They are the result of 1,000 tiny, interlocking actions. The butterfly did not know it was changing the world. The leaf did not know its fall had meaning. Frank did not know that his 7-second delay was a pivotal moment. Clara did not know she had been saved. But the connection was there. A silent, invisible thread linked the butterfly's wing to the bicycle's wheel. It is in these hidden connections that the true story of our world is written. The story does not end with Clara's safe passage. The chain reaction continued to ripple outward, gaining momentum. While waiting at the red light, Frank noticed a flyer taped to the traffic light pole. It was an advertisement for a local theater group's struggling play. He had a cousin who loved theater. On a whim, he took a picture of the flyer with his phone and sent it to his cousin. This was something he would not have done if he hadn't been stopped. The cousin, intrigued, bought 2 tickets. She invited a friend who happened to be a reviewer for a major city newspaper. The reviewer was only in town for the day, visiting family. She had no plans for the evening. She agreed to go. The play was a small production. The actors were passionate but unknown. They had sold very few tickets and were planning to close the show after that night's performance. It was their last chance. But that night, the reviewer was in the audience. She was captivated by the lead actor's powerful performance and the story's emotional depth. The next day, her review was published. It was a glowing piece of writing. She called the play a hidden gem and the lead actor a star in the making. The review went viral online. Suddenly, everyone wanted to see the play. The theater sold out for the rest of its planned run. Then they extended it. Then a famous producer from another city read the review and flew in to see the show. This producer saw the same talent the reviewer had. He offered the lead actor, a young man named Leo, who had been ready to quit acting, a major role in an upcoming film. Leo was shocked. He had been serving tables to pay his rent just a week earlier. Now, he was being offered the opportunity of a lifetime. The film went on to be a massive success. It won awards. Leo became a famous actor, known for his emotional performances. He used his new fame and wealth to start a foundation that funded arts education in underprivileged schools. Thousands of children would get to learn music, painting, and theater because of his foundation. All of this from a single newspaper review. Think about the connections. The butterfly's flutter caused a leaf to fall. The leaf caused a 7-second delay. The delay caused a driver to stop at a red light. The stop caused him to see a flyer. The flyer led to a theater review. The review led to a sold-out play. The play led to a movie role for a struggling actor. The actor's success led to a foundation that would change the lives of thousands of children. It is a long and improbable chain, yet each link is connected. Each step follows logically from the one before it. A tiny, random event in a quiet town had indirectly created opportunities and joy for people hundreds of miles away, years in the future. This idea has a name. It is called the butterfly effect. The term comes from the work of a meteorologist named Edward Lorenz. In the 1960s, he was using a computer to model the weather. One day, he wanted to rerun a simulation. To save time, he didn't start from the very beginning. He started in the middle and entered the numbers from a previous printout. He rounded one of the numbers off. For example, he might have entered 0.506 instead of the full precise number, 0.506127. It was a tiny, minuscule change. A difference of less than 1 part in 1,000. He expected it would make almost no difference to the final weather prediction. He thought the new simulation would follow the old one very closely. What he found was shocking. The two simulations started out nearly identical, but as the computer model ran, the tiny difference grew. It compounded. The two weather patterns began to diverge dramatically. After a simulated period of just a few months, the two outcomes were completely different. One might show a sunny day, the other, a massive storm. A tiny, almost immeasurable change in the starting conditions had produced a huge, unpredictable change in the final result. Lorenz realized that complex systems, like the weather, are incredibly sensitive. This is what scientists call sensitive dependence on initial conditions. It is the core principle of what we now call chaos theory. To explain this idea to others, Lorenz used a powerful metaphor. He asked, "Does the flap of a butterfly's wings in Brazil set off a tornado in Texas?" It sounds like a fantasy, but it is a real scientific question. The answer is yes, it is theoretically possible. The tiny amount of energy from the butterfly's wings is real. That energy gets added to the atmosphere. It might push a single molecule of air, which then bumps into another, and so on. In most cases, this tiny disturbance fades away and has no effect. But in just the right circumstances, at just the right time, that tiny push can be the thing that nudges a weather system from one path onto another. It can be the tipping point. This does not mean the world is completely random. It means that it is profoundly interconnected. We cannot predict the future with perfect accuracy, not because we lack the data, but because even the smallest, unmeasurable detail can change everything. Think of a river. Its path is shaped by big things, like mountains and valleys. But it is also shaped by every single grain of sand on its bed. The butterfly effect reminds us that the world is not a simple machine, where A always leads to B. It is a living, breathing system, full of feedback loops and hidden connections, where the smallest whisper can eventually grow into a roar. What does this mean for us in our daily lives? It means that the small things matter. They matter more than we can ever imagine. We often feel powerless in the face of big problems. We see global issues, economic challenges, and social injustices, and we think, what can I possibly do? We believe that only big, grand actions can create change, but the butterfly effect teaches us the opposite. It shows us that the smallest, most ordinary actions can have extraordinary consequences. The world is changed not just by presidents and CEOs, but by a kind word, a small act of help, or a moment of courage. Consider the power of a single smile to a stranger who is having a bad day. That smile might lift their mood just enough that they are patient with a coworker later on. That coworker, feeling less stressed, might go home and have a peaceful dinner with their family instead of an argument. Their child, feeling happy and secure, might have the confidence to try out for the school play the next day. We cannot trace the path. We will never see the full chain of events. But the potential is always there. Every action we take, no matter how small, is a flutter of a butterfly's wing. It sends a ripple of energy out into the world. Think about the choices you make every day. Choosing to pick up a piece of trash on the sidewalk. Choosing to hold a door open for someone. Choosing to send a text to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while, just to see how they are. These seem like nothing. They are the background noise of life. But they are not nothing. They are the initial conditions. They are the tiny inputs into the complex system of our communities, our friendships, and our families. A single act of kindness can be the one thing that prevents a negative chain reaction and starts a positive one instead. You may never know the tornado you prevented or the sunshine you created, but you did it. This is not a burden. It is a gift. It is the gift of knowing that you have power. Your life is not insignificant. Your choices are not meaningless. You are constantly shaping the world around you, one tiny action at a time. The story of the butterfly in Havenwood, the driver Frank, and the actor Leo is a story about all of us. It is a reminder that we are all connected in a beautiful, chaotic, and unpredictable web. Every flutter counts. Every small act of goodness adds to the possibility of a better world. So, do the small thing. Be kind, be brave, be present. You never know what kind of a beautiful storm you might be starting.